You know, when you beat the best welterweight on the planet, you finally have that gold strap around your waist, you do one thing and one thing only. Come see me on Food Truck Diaries and eat donuts and ice cream. Welcome to Food Truck Diaries with Kamaru Usman. Oh, wow.
That might be too much for me.
Is that Fruity Pebbles on top?
Let's go ahead and start with that bad boy.
The bacon.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go with this. I mean, if I'm gonna go in, I'm all in.
Go all in.
Oh, it's done already. Oh, wow, thank you. God, dude. Figure if we're gonna do a dessert one, we save it for you. You know what's kind of a bummer? Is like, so you dethrone Woodley, right? One of the greatest, if not the greatest, welterweight of all
definitely in
time.
the conversation.
He's up there. Great dude, great advocate for the sport.
Yeah.
Checks all the boxes, has his show on TMZ, great analyst, movie star, rapper. Like, he checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Talented. You dethrone him, and right away, I felt like, you know, even though you had the in the cage thing with your daughter and your mom, that was amazing. But I feel like as soon as that was done, it was like Colby Covington.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, damn, let him. Can he breathe for a second?
Yeah, I mean,
can we figure it out? Can we get the belt on him before we just start throwing names? That's the sport. I
exactly. And I feel it obviously behind the scenes and having to deal with it now. It's like, all right, this guy's next. I set a date. I'm like, whoa, wait. I got some issues here I got to take care of first. And it's like, all right, go take care of that, and then let's. So it's like, it's all just hanging over, like, it's like a cloud just walking with me, like, just got to deal with this.
It's like the bully that won't leave. But you'll be able to beat the bully up eventually. But it's like this, you know at school that when you get bullied the next day, you're just like, dang, I gotta deal with this. And it's like that constant bully that won't leave. Is there anything that has happened that you didn't expect being champion? Because they always say, and I have no idea, I didn't even sniff a belt, but what they do say is everyone wants to be a champ, so you have to do champ shit. Meaning the media obligations, the traveling, you gotta sell the fight. Now you're the guy that everyone's aiming for. Like before, there was, you know, no one wanted to fight you. No one really talked stuff about you because they knew what type of fighter you were. You're a nightmare to deal with. So people kind of left you alone. Well, now they have to go for you. So it's like a different kind of obligation.
Yeah, it is different in a sense, but for me, it's good. Like, I like it. Yeah. I want it because now I don't have to deal with the whole depression of this guy said no, that guy said no, that guy said no, that guy said no. So now it's like they have to say yes. If they want to be champion, they want to put themselves in that upper echelon, they have to come
There's
fight.
only one way.
So, no, I love it. And the big thing with just the obligations that come with it is I'm used to it. And I say I'm used to it not because I've done it myself, but because I've had the perfect mentor coming into the sport.
Who's that?
Like, I've been with Rashad Evans.
Oh, one of the best.
And I mean, I've done from his whole training camp every day with him to see how this is like, to being with him on the media tours, to going to the fights with him, to cornering him for the fights. He's basically laid out the blueprint for this is what you expect. This is what's gonna happen. This is how you navigate through this and that. And I mean, what perfect example, what better, you know, spot to start. So I feel like all this I've done before. All this is second nature.
Let me ask you this. I remember I was training with Rashad when he won the belt, especially in Denver. He was like the first guy to win it out of everyone. And he came back. I was like, dude, how do you feel, man? I remember he came back to practice that following week. And we just got done. We were all sweaty. I go, how do you feel, man? And he looks at me and goes, Brendan, I feel the exact same. He goes, I feel the exact same way. He was out the belt. I'm number one in the world. He goes, I feel the exact same when I saw you last Wednesday. I went, really? He goes, the exact same.
That's the thing is, I feel like everybody puts all this pressure on it. Like, oh man, you're the champ now. Oh man, this is cool. That's cool. I feel the exact same. The only thing different is how people treat you.
Yeah.
Is now
everyone's a little friendlier.
Yeah, everyone's
those sponsors are like, yeah, what's up, bro?
Exactly. People opening doors now.
Yeah.
And that was something that kind of drove me crazy on the process, was because when I'm coming up and I'm like, hey, I'm dedicated, I'm motivated, I'm putting everything into this, I can do this, I just need a little support so I don't have to freaking starve and work a job or two jobs in between to make sure that I do this, so I can really dedicate a lot to this, to make the journey shorter.
Yeah.
But, people are just showing proof. People are like, nah,
I know.
You're really nobody. You're not there yet.
What's up now, though?
What's up?
What's
but
up
now,
now, though?
It's
What's
like,
up now?
It's like, oh, man, you want free stuff? You want free clothes?
I know.
You want that? You want that?
That's the thing, when you can afford it, you don't need it, then you get it. That's the way it goes, man. I need more shoes like I need a freaking kick in the face.
Oh, my God. And these shoes actually,
Yeah, I know, bro. Those are dope, too.
I see you doing your thing with those
definitely
shoes.
Definitely the best dress on Food Truck Diaries. And the best watch. We'll get to that.
Best watch.
That's a dope watch.
Come on, man. Can't even,
come on, bro.
Come on.
I'm on that.
It's B-Shop, everybody.
It's that champ money.
I'm trying to get that champ money.
I thought going into it, stylistically, Woodley's a bad matchup for you. It's tough. There's a reason you're an underdog, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when the fight was going on, I found it so inspiring, man, for what you did in that title fight. And I said it's one of the greatest title fight performances ever. It's not like, so it's not like this was like a straight beatdown. And a beatdown that was calculated, and I found it so inspiring, man.
Just walking out, let me address that. That's something that I had to tweak over time because that walk, it's weird.
Ooh,
it's a weird walk.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold, and then you're of course you're scared because you're walking towards danger.
Yeah.
But at the same time you're excited. You're like, yeah, I'm pumped up. But then you can't get too pumped up because you don't want to get an adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
And
it's emotional too.
Yeah, extremely emotional.
That's why you see some guys cry.
Yeah, and a lot of people, it's what I figured is, and Rashad helped, and Eddie Alvarez, they helped a lot with this, is learning how to hone all that and control that emotion.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love music. I love music so much, and I love dancing. I'm not the best dancer in the world, but I could, I could do a little something if I need to.
You're Michael Jackson compared to me.
So one thing that I just kind of figured is, when I'm in the zone and I'm grooving through that whole process, that whole mix, I forget about that walk. I'm not focused on, am I nervous or am I scared? I forget all about that. It's just, I'm just grooving. I'm in tune on the song. Yeah, I'm grooving. Yeah. I'm just in tune with the song because that song is a song that I picked. I picked that song.
It represents
me.
you.
It represents me, and I knew that that's a song that would take me somewhere else emotionally that could control me. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there, and you'll see it the whole time I'm dancing. They're checking me, putting Vaseline on me.
Cool.
I'm good. I'm good. And then they're telling you, all right, get in the cage. Now I'm making a walk up the cage.
Nigerian Nightmare.
I say my prayer. I fucking flip the switch.
But you'd have to be crazy to visualize the fight going like that.
One thing that I always envision is dominating.
Everyone, no matter who it is.
Everyone, doesn't matter who it is. And it stems all the way back to when I was wrestling. One thing that because when I started wrestling, I was skinny.
How old?
I started 15, I think, in high school.
Kind of a late
my sophomore year in high school,
guys, right?
Yeah, my sophomore year in high school. So I would get beat right away just because I'm so tall. I'm so long arms, and I wasn't crazy tall, but I had long arms. I was super skinny. I started out at 112 pounds, so I'm super skinny, and I would get taken down, and so I got into this position to where I never wanted to have a match be close.
Yeah.
And then, when you beat certain kids get up, oh, he caught me in a pin because it was a lucky move. He knew that move. I didn't know that move. That's how he caught me. Same thing with fighting. You hit someone with the punch, it's like, man, he clipped me behind the ear. I made a mistake. I dropped my hand. That won't happen again. Or, oh, man, he caught me in a slick submission. I've never seen that shit before. Won't happen again. So I got into the mind frame to where I was like, my biggest driving force when I got into a wrestling match was I wanted to tech fall a guy.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to beat him so much. By 15 points, I want the ref to stop it because it wasn't even close. No competition. That's how I went through all high school. Got to college. At one point, all I cared about is racking up tech falls.
Yeah, talk about demeaning.
And that's the thing. For me, is like, that's not even close. You can't contest that. You can't go back and say, man, I want to do that over again because you skunked me. You beat me that bad. And so, same thing with my fights. A lot of people are like, oh, man, you're not finishing guys. But I'm breaking these guys to where the guys are like,
which is way
I don't want to
worse.
ever fight that guy again. And so that's my reasoning.
On paper, Woodley's a more decorated wrestler.
Absolutely.
Woodley's a stud, man. So for you to picture you out wrestling is, obviously that's why you're the champion, but it's crazy, man.
But a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on oh man, he wasn't a Division I wrestler. He didn't
with
go
you?
Yeah, with me.
It kind of,
a lot of people
that
said
doesn't work is because you look at John Jones, you know, there's some real badass. Shane Carwin was in Division I.
There are certain guys that could have been Division I that didn't go Division I. John Jones definitely one of them. John Jones has multiple Division I scholarships.
Yeah.
I don't take the standardized tests well, ACT, so if you don't have a certain score, you can't get past what's called an NCAA clearinghouse or something like that.
Yeah.
So now you become a non-qualifier ineligible, you know, if you don't make the grades and you don't graduate. So now you got to go to, you know, junior college or something like that.
Just to try hopefully get to that.
Just to hopefully and graduate from there, just to hopefully get there. But then there's also another thing when you're eligible, but you're non-qualifier, which means I took bad tests, but I graduated, had good grades.
Yeah.
So now you got to do a little bit of, whether it's junior college or another private institution to get your grades up, then you can transfer out, which a lot of kids used to do.
Because there's a lot of studs who didn't wrestle in Division I.
Tons of guys. John Jones definitely could have been a Division I wrestler.
100%.
And I beat so many Division I. While I was at Division II, I was beating the crap out of some Division I guys to where at some point, my senior year, I could have went to a Division I school.
But there's also a difference between MMA wrestling and then wrestling, freestyle wrestling.
Absolutely.
Complete difference.
Certain people can make that transition. Certain people can't. My style is I feel like translated over well because that was the way that I wrestled. I didn't do all of the funky stuff. I was still very basic.
Meat and potatoes.
But
tough to stop.
I was very basic, but I worked at it diligently to where I made sure I could do it.
Where's the cardio come from? How dare you? Where's the cardio come from? Now, I've seen on donuts, but whatever. You got time off.
It's crazy because I haven't ran in 3 years.
What?
I haven't ran.
All I do is run.
Because I have bad knees, so I can't run anymore.
So what do you swim?
I do some pool work, but I do everything that I do at a hard pace.
You're not doing road work.
No, I'm not doing road work. And
your
plus,
cardio
mentally,
is insane for Woodley.
Yeah, and mentally also, I push myself in that aspect because I know, okay, I'm not doing cardio, road work. I'm not doing all that. So I got to do this harder. I got to get it in. So I live on the air dyne. I work on the rowers sometimes as well. You know, I work in the pool, wherever I can to get extra cardio in to make up for what I'm missing and pile on top of it.
See, now,
I'm gonna do.
There's a bunch of fighters telling their coaches now, look, he doesn't do it. The champ doesn't do road work. Now we're not doing it. That's what happens.
I actually love running. I just can't run
anymore. I
love
it too. I'm too big for it. My knees starting to hurt now.
Man, you slimmed down.
I'm slimming down. I'm Hollywood now, baby.
I see that.
I'm trying, brother.
Y'all getting this sweatshirt right here that
I
he's got?
know, right?
Designer shoes.
I know, brother.
I never even seen these shoes before.
I know, man. What can you do?
You know, you're balling now. I like that. That's what we aspire to be.
Trying to be like you, man. Trying to be like you, a champ outside, though. A champ outside. Even though Woodley was and is considered the greatest welterweight of all time, the rematch didn't make sense to me because it was total domination. Again, if you would have clipped him, or if you would have caught him in submission, like rounds 1, 2, even 3, then I'm like, all right, yeah, give it to Woodley, man. But when it's 5 rounds, you can't run that back.
When you look at what Woodley's done, how good he is and how tough he is, of course I would love to give him a rematch. But we're not all in control of, we're not just the ones in control of what's going to happen here.
As soon as you got done, your boss said, Colby's next.
Exactly. So, you know, the bosses have a big say-so in what's going on. And so they, you know, shout out to them for creating this opportunity that we get to actually provide for our families, which I'm extremely grateful. But they have a big say-so in it. So if they felt like, okay, you know, we're gonna go this direction next, even though I want Woodley next, if I want Woodley again, but you know, I don't make those decisions.
But that same decision making is what got you a title shot over Colby.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of, you know, you can't.
But and it's also one of that he was kind of a, you know, for lack of a better term, he was kind of a pussy in the first place.
You say pussy on it.
Yeah, they several times they offered him that fight Woodley. Okay, you talked all the big games, time to fight Woodley. No, I don't want to fight him.
Why didn't you want it?
At one time, he said he had something to do.
A surgery,
he said his
right?
nose. Yeah, he had to do something with his nose. You know, more power to you. I understand that. You know, but it's a lot to be said. When you talk as much shit as you talk, you have to be ready to go at all times because you've been talking so much shit. So they said, okay, you got to get your nose done. That's fine. Get your nose job. He got his nose job. Then they offered him a fight again. And when he said he was ready to fight in November, Woodley wasn't. Woodley was hurt.
Yeah.
He hurt his hand. So they're like, all right, we need a main event for January here in California. Take the fight. They start playing games. Oh, you know, whether he didn't want the fight or something was going on with, I don't know what it was, but I'm like, I just fought, but if Woodley can't fight,
you're down.
I'll fight that guy.
Yeah.
I'm down to fight that guy. He's like, nope, I don't want to fight that guy.
That's strange.
Several times. He's turned almost, I think on 4 or 5 different occasions, he's turned down the fight.
Did you view him as a champ when he won his interim belt?
How? When the champ, it wasn't even a year yet, the champ was out.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make sense. I understand from the promotional standpoint, they needed to do that, but it didn't make sense. You're not a champ. First of all, an interim champ means you're a placeholder. You're just there until the champ returns.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't say you're the undisputed champ.
Yeah.
My belt says I'm the undisputed champ.
When you beat the champ.
Personally, I don't think he deserves a shot, but if the company wants to go that route, I would love to give him a beatdown. I think if it was
up to you, who would, besides Woodley or Colby, who would you give it to?
Man, I don't know. You know,
there are some dogs in your division.
There's a lot of killers in the division, but no one's really like, you know, made a statement for themselves, made a claim for themselves.
Masvidal?
But Masvidal's fight for his last 5.
Yeah.
You know?
But still.
So you can say that, but he's coming off 2 losses and just got to win over a guy that's just coming off of a loss. So
what about Askren?
Did it impressively.
What about Askren?
Askren.
You guys don't like each other.
Didn't prove anything in his last fight. Did you see that?
Hey, Askren's my boy. I ride for him. But when that started, I was like, oh Jesus Christ! Oh no.
It was Robbie was driving a truck through his face over and back.
Intro ever to UFC fight of all time. You've been playing grab ass and win championship? Cool, let me show you this. Spiked him on his head.
On his head and just freaking. And I was almost, because I was in the back and I trained with Robbie. The thing with me, I'm no hater. I give respect where respect is due. But my thing is, if you're gonna run your mouth that much and you haven't even been in the promotion to see how different it is, you might want to slow down a bit.
But so it's his thing, though, right? Like,
I understand.
He's different than Colby because, like, there's a lot of people that like Ben because he's funny with it, right? And it's not as cocky, and he's so decorated as a wrestler, right? He's on the Olympic team, so it's a little different.
Askren has successfully done what Colby wanted to do.
Yeah.
Is be that guy, that troll that people got behind.
Yeah.
And Askren has done it in the way because he is a little, it comes off a little funny because he's not trying to be a tough guy.
That's not serious.
So it doesn't work. You can't be a troll and a tough guy at the same time.
But here's the other thing. He was also a world champion in other organizations.
Absolutely.
So at least has, I mean, it's not
he does have credentials.
But he does have some credentials.
Yeah.
But you guys got into it in the back, I saw.
Nowadays we're in this whole social media deal where everyone feels like they could, because they have access to you, they can talk shit to you online. And there's nothing you can do because I'll sue your ass, buddy. And so, I don't like that. I wasn't raised like that. I come from Nigeria. If you have a problem, I'll come meet you.
Yeah.
And we can talk about our problems. Either we can squash it, shake hands, and walk away. Or if we got to fight it out, because we're men, there's no other way to solve it. Let's freaking do it.
Apparently they do that in Miami too. Masvidal thinks the same way.
He's been in that way for a while.
Yeah. Did you see him piece up?
Oh my God, 3-piece. I would say it was a biscuit that he put on the side, but he said it was a soda.
Yeah, he said a soda.
And a soda. So I was like, was it grape? Was it orange? What kind of soda did you give him?
It was with the quickness, though.
Yeah, but you gotta when someone's walking up to you, it's straight broke. Like it's man code. You understand. Danger. Either put your hands up or get ready to duck some punches or don't get too close because something's going to happen.
But with Ben, I think you'd tell he was joking, right? Because he was calling you names, right?
No, but the thing with Ben is I couldn't tell because when he first got in, he was all respectful. Oh, yeah, I have no problem with him. Then I think he saw an opportunity. He saw that, oh man, it's an opportunity for me to jump everyone.
Yeah.
Which the opportunity didn't make sense. If you're coming in saying, oh, me and Woodley are friends, I would never want to, what he said, a covenant, that neighbor's property or something like that. But why would you want to fight for an interim belt from Woodley's belt?
Yeah.
Because what happens if you win the interim belt?
You gotta fight your boy.
You gotta fight your boy.
Yeah.
So that kind of came off weird to me, like, bro, you kind of being snakish here.
Yeah.
You know, and so now he starts talking, throwing shots and saying, oh, I know you as Marty from Nebraska. First of all, I've never met Ben Askren ever. I know of Ben Askren because the wrestling circuit is very small.
And he's a big name in wrestling.
Yeah, big name in wrestling. He's old. He was a few years older than me, so I know of him, and I actually know his brother. He felt like, oh man, I can get him with this, but I didn't care. I'm like, yeah, that was a nickname.
Yeah,
me have plenty of nicknames.
Yeah.
Mayhem calls me Kush. To this day, a few people still call me Kush.
Yeah.
So it didn't make any difference to me, but it was the fact that he starts being a little disrespectful with it, talking shit, saying you're scared of me or this and that. I'm not scared of nobody. So my thing is, if you're gonna talk shit online, when I see you in person, I expect you to be that same person. Don't then see me in person and be buddy-buddy and say, what's going on, man, and shake hands.
Yeah.
No, I just expect you to have that same energy, be that same guy. So when I see him, he's all low-key, happy-go-lucky. Hey, am I gonna sit next to this guy?
The same,
I'm like, bro, you don't know me.
Yeah.
And I kind of snapped a little bit. I almost wanted, because he was sitting on the wall, and I just envisioned mushing his head through the wall, which was my what I was gonna do at the time. But then I realized in mid walking up, oh shit, Dana's next to me.
Dana's there, yeah.
Hunter's there. This guy, yeah.
That's what Ben wants too.
Exactly. It's probably not the best idea to do that. And plus, I'm calculated as well. I'm not stupid. Sure. So I'm not just gonna let you pull me into this situation. And now it's bigger than what he actually is. Sure. So I don't care. Once he works his way up there, I'll be happy to give him that beatdown.
So happy to. Yeah, you got Ben, you got
Ben, you got Masvidal. I'm not gonna say I was rooting against Masvidal, but I really wanted Till because they were building him up so much. He was such a big name overseas now. I was really wanting him to still put himself back into the mix to where that was a potential, opponent as well.
I think it's still there, but down the road. He has some work to do, because remember, he's only 25, I think?
Yeah, absolutely.
He has some work to do.
Yeah, so, that was a bad one. Masvidal
that was heartbreaking.
That was heartbreaking, man. I felt for him because I like the kid. I've actually hung out with Till, so.
Good dude.
Good dude.
You and Masvidal trained before?
No, never trained.
No, really? In the Florida area?
It's crazy, no. Never
he's like
trained.
Mr. Florida.
You'd be surprised how many fighters are in Florida. South Florida, just that little 30-mile radius. So many fighters.
So many.
So, we never trained or nothing like that. I don't have any ill will towards him. It's Masvidal. Everyone's always, it's Masvidal.
Yeah.
So, no ill will towards him. Once he gets there, if that's a fight that's going to happen, I'll be happy for that fight. Absolutely.
So we'll get you out of here on this, and you don't feel obligated to eat that whole donut because you're going to be pissed if you get sick.
Yeah.
And Ali, your manager, won't be happy either.
Screw it, let's get sick.
With this Colby fight, when you see that going down? Perfect world, Dana calls you, goes, all right, champ, when do you want to do it?
When I can train, I can absolutely say I'll take a fight. The doctors are saying this is going to be about 2.5 months. For me to be able to fully get back to training. So relatively not that long, short amount of time. I don't need that much time because I go so hard in training camp. I don't need that much time. I'm not one of those guys that I need 12, 16 weeks to get in shape and all that.
So you think in July?
Maybe a little later than July. It depends. It all depends on this. If I get back and everything starts firing right away, then I can make that
time,
call.
Man. Soak it up a little bit. Stop and smell the roses for a hot second.
I've never really been that guy, but everyone keeps telling me that. So I do need to listen. I do need to listen.
Just a tad. I'm not saying slow down and be Floyd Mayweather and fight once every year. I'm talking.
That would be nice.
That'd be dope.
If you're getting $100 million paychecks.
I get why they do it.
Oh man, of course.
I'm just saying, stop and smell the roses, man. You've earned it.
Absolutely, I agree.
Appreciate you, champ.
My man.
Hopefully this doesn't make you sick.
Oh no.
I'm rooting for you, man.
Thank you.
Get healthy.
Thank you.